So we're gonna jump into our reviews. Man, I feel like we got a good amount. Atlas first on Netflix, starring Jennifer Lopez, is a sci-fi movie about AI, and just like any good AI story, how AI is gonna take over. Man, oh man, trouble with the AI. I swear, every movie. There's no good movie about AI where it's positive. It's always negative. Carlos, your take on Atlas, starring Jennifer Lopez on Netflix.
Let me tell you about Atlas. Um, it was good. I actually liked it. The visual effects were great. The only thing I wasn't a fan of Jennifer Lopez's acting because playing someone, I kept trying to find someone in my head. I kept trying to think who could play a better role because she was trying to do the Tom Hanks Castaway thing, and it just didn't work well when she was talking to Simon. I actually liked Simon
Smith.
better than I liked
Yeah,
Smith.
Smith. His
Oh,
name
I'm
is
Smith.
sorry,
Smith,
Smith.
like
You're right.
Will. Hmm.
Right, Smith. Sorry. Smith. I liked that character better than her character. Not that her character was bad. It's just that some of the scenes where she was trying to just interact with herself just didn't work right. Didn't work well for me. And one thing I couldn't figure out is when Smith fixed her leg. Later on, she puts her leg up on the console and it still doesn't have that metal plate that he put on it. For some reason, it's missing. Um, and then
Continuity
another
error.
scene, the same thing. Yeah. But I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was. I'm never really too hip on these. Oh, I need to catch them because I did all the work type characters. But like I said, it's the visual effects that got me. The mech warriors were really cool. The mech robots. Um, but no, I liked it. It's worth a watch. It was a fun watch. It's I'd give it a 3.5, maybe a 4.
All right. Wow, 3.5, 4. Laura, what's your take on Atlas, starring Jennifer Lopez on Netflix? Oh, also starring Sam Lau, uh,
Simu Liu.
Simu Liu. If you don't know, he played Iron Fist in Marvel's Iron Fist.
I was a little bit torn about this movie. I did not hate it, but I did not love it. There was something about it that felt cheap kind of from the get-go. And not cheap as in like production budget, but just like shortcuts. Whenever there's a movie that starts by giving me a ton of exposition and backstory and then starts the movie, I'm like, why are I watching that movie? Like that if this was interesting enough to kick off this story, why am I not watching the original? Why isn't this the sequel to that one? I don't know. That always feels weird to me. I don't like that. I thought JLo was surprisingly good in the role. Um, when she was like a scientist, I wasn't buying it, but like when she got into the suit, that's when things started to jive for me. And in the end, I was just like, there's just something, the movie doesn't quite know what it wants to be. Like, there's a lot of camp in there. There's a good amount of like jokes and like references and things like that. Like when she's trying to like set up the mech the bot, she's like skip, 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 Scutori, just like everyone else does in the thing. Like it's intentionally doing some like silly call out stuff. And I mean the bot that spits samurai stars. Come on, that's fucking stupid. And lightsabers and the lightsaber chain sword, like it relied hard on camp, but there's also some pretty serious stuff in there too, right? And so in the end, it just didn't jive quite right. It took itself a little bit too seriously, and the AI terrorism and the destruction of humanity, like, oh, okay, oh, AI decided the only way to save humanity is to kill humanity. Well, that's original. That's something that we've seen about 1,000 times.
As it should be.
Yet, despite all these flaws, I did find myself interested. You know what I mean? I kept watching and I was fairly invested. Um, so I'm gonna give it a complete middle of the road 2.5.
Okay. Okay, we got
What I
three and a
didn't
half, two and a
understand
half.
was if the AI he took off to his own planet, and if his solution was to eradicate all humans so that, you know, there could be a better life. then you're already on your own planet. You clearly started your own AI droids on it. Why not stay there and create your utopia? I mean, he
Yeah.
clearly set it up so that guy got caught, so that they found where he was, so that he could suddenly go back to Earth with their ship with the bomb. It just,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah, convoluted kind of like action movie
yeah.
nonsense.
Well, he wanted to go back to Earth because to him that was his home, and he can fix it, and he can if he eliminates the humans, he can restart it and do a better job. But either way,
Trope. It's a trope.
yeah, yeah. Like you said, it's a fun movie. Has cool effects. Looks like a video game half the time. Um, Jennifer Lopez was good in it. I was very surprised. I was like, oh wow, she's actually halfway decent in this movie, and she makes shitty movies. So, like I said, good effects. The bad guy he was kind of cool at the end, his little fight scene and all that, but he
The
wasn't.
bad
I
guy
don't
was
know.
my least favorite part.
Is it favorite part?
Completely
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. I
so
wasn't too hip
flat.
with.
Oh
You're
well.
talking about the main, right?
Talking about the
Yeah, what
Simu,
is his
Harlan.
character's name?
Cardi Chat,
Harlan.
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 I wish
But I
Sterling
did.
K. Brown's character had a bigger role, not just getting his ass
Uh,
beat
he was good.
and
Yes.
I liked
tortured.
his role. He was good. But like Laura said, the movie did feel cheap. I mean, really cheap. Like Netflix said, look, we'll give you 50 million and that's all you get. So, and you only get an hour and 40 minutes. Can you make it work? Like,
No,
we'll
I think
try.
it felt rushed. It felt super rushed.
I
Oh,
think
we
Yeah.
found
that's
him? Cool. Let's go get him. Okay, we're gonna go get him. Everybody died except for
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And the
That part.
main
Yeah.
Sterling K. Brown's character, the colonel, or I think it's a colonel, you wish, okay, so he's dead now too. And they're gonna go to Earth. She stops the ship. She stops the bad guy. We're back
What?
to Earth. Becomes a ranger because she always wanted to be a ranger.
That's right. She always wanted to be a ranger. But, you know,
But the
it's one
one
of
part that
those.
was missing is what, like
uh
Laura said, the backstory of her when they kind of give you a little bit of it. I'm like, nobody trusts her. She's a rogue. She's a something. It's like, well, why?
Well, we
Just
don't get
because you
enough
said
of that.
so?
All
You
because
yeah.
don't get
what she
enough.
did as a kid. Who cares? Like,
Yeah.
No, the kid stuff I thought was the most interesting
no,
part
no,
of
it
it.
was good. But I'm saying, like, how's that going to stick to her forever? You
Well, I
know,
think it sticks with her and her like
in
guilt, right?
her, in her
Yeah, and that's
world,
the thing.
yeah.
I don't feel like it did a proper exploration
No,
of
no.
the plot points. Like I think that they were actually good plot points. It happens way too late in the movie. They should have kind of started with that. Like if that movie, I mean, I hesitate to say that it should be longer because I don't know that longer necessarily makes it better, but like, starting with that instead of making it a reveal in the third act, maybe you should have started the movie with that so we have like a sense of the impact, and her emotional baggage going in, if that makes sense.
No, you're right, because she carries guilt around.
So much, and
So
that's
she, yeah,
relatable.
yeah. And then that's why she basically fends off everybody else. Everybody thinks she's a bitch, more or less, but it's
Hmm.
because of the guilt she carries. She wants nobody to be around her because she feels like, I'm going to screw up again. I'm the reason this is
Hmm.
all happening.
And
So
then the
I must be the
mom,
revenger.
yeah, and the mom aspect, of course, hits me in my core. It was just like
Yeah,
she
yeah.
loved her better than me, and I'm like, or
I
him
know.
better than me, and I'm like,
That's so true.
poor child.
Stupid
That
child.
that part too, where Harlan turns on the mother or the whatever the builder,
Yeah.
didn't make any sense either. Because like, okay, you see all this stuff. You had the neural link. You linked now it's both ways, and you see the bad that man can do. So all of a sudden, you're gonna turn on your person.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that. I viewed it as he manipulated her into turning on J Lo as a child. He manipulated her into turning on the Neuralink.
No, no, he
That's how
did,
I saw
but
it.
why was he trying to? Then he tried to kill her by having the mom shoot at her, and then he tells her on the planet, "Oh, I always loved you," or some bullshit like that. And
Well, the problem with that
really,
part
you trying
was
to shoot me?
it was an instant villain, like instant.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It
right
was
away. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
that was
There's
the
no
problem with that.
build. Yeah.
They could that's where the extra like 10 minutes would could have been stuck in the movie.
Yeah.
All
Hmm.
you needed was 10 more minutes to fill that gap, to kind of create that timeline slash montage, whatever you want to do right there, to show like he's learning all this stuff
Well,
on the
clearly the
background.
AI is not that smart because the AI could have asked, "Is this recent? I mean, is what am I seeing between the link between the two of us? Is this?
Hmm.
Oh no, that's in the past. That happened in the past." But no, all of a sudden he turns fucking nut job and
But he
I
only
think he was already a nut job, and then like the Neuralink gave him the ability to then control.
be ultra nut job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I
That's how
just,
I saw it. But I
I
get your
just,
point. It's not clear, right? His
I
motivations are not
no,
clear.
it's like instant. But the thing about this movie when I finished it, I thought this is just a fun sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
They didn't get anything out. It's not gonna be like, oh my God, this is one of the best. No, it's not a bad sci-fi movie. It's just a fun one, and it's a solid 3 out of 5. And that's it. Like,
Yeah, you're right. It's a 3 after it's talking all that shit about it.
it's just a solid 3 out of 5. I mean, like I could watch it again. I want to be like, oh, this is shit. I mean, hey, tell you what, it's better than the last sci-fi shit Netflix spit out called Rebel Moon.
What?
I mean, way better than Rebel Moon. So, I mean,
Yeah, I was
but
thinking the same thing as I watched it.
you give Zack
Better
Snyder
than
this movie and about $50 million more, he'll tell you that extra 10 minutes you want. And
those
he'll throw in a
mechs would
little bit of
have
sex.
mechanical dongs on them.
Uh-huh. You thought
Director's
lightsabers
cut.
were crazy. Wait till he busts out the Smith. That's what he calls it, the Smith. So there you go.
There are worse ways to spend an hour and a half, but there's also better ways to spend an hour and a half. So, you know,
that's what I
make
mean.
your
It's
choice.
it's the middle of the road, like, not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, there you go. So Atlas on Netflix starring Jennifer Lopez. We give it a 3 out of 5. So check it out.